Game of Thrones sucks, and that sucks. Hey, that ending, it sucked. I mean, seasons 1 through 7, I loved. Season 7 was getting a little like, hold up. And then season 8, man, don't spoil. I mean, it's been out for a while, but I won't spoil. No, I mean, I'm gonna have to talk about it actually. So this is a spoiler warning. 2 big things that bothered me. 1, what happened with the Lord of Light? What happened with that? It was obvious that he was real, you know? What was that? What was that? Like, anyways, so there you go. So that kind of bugged me. 2, what better story than Bronn the Broken?
And who has a better story than Bran the Broken?
A whole bunch. A lot better stories than Bronn the Broken. Don't get me wrong. I loved Bronn. But what better stories than Bronn the Broken? Are we kidding? That, Daenerys. What the fuck was that? What was that? You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say what she did in Marine or Karth or shit like that was the best in the whole wide world. Okay, but those were cruel tyrant rulers. Now, the whole they don't get to choose who's good, I do. That was so left field for me. That was so left field. Arya, let's talk about it. I'm gonna try to not spoil it, but Arya and the Night King. What the fuck was that? What was that? Don't get me wrong, I loved it. I was like, let's go! And then I was like, well, hold on, wait a second. You're telling me that was what happened to the White Walkers? That was crazy to me. That's like the big, the smaller I feel like Jaime wasn't a good guy, but he was definitely going through some sort of character development. And then it all just went away. Like the whole, I never cared about innocence.
To be honest, I never really cared much for them. Innocent or otherwise.
What? What are you talking about? Not to say that I wanted Jaime to have a crazy character development, but that is what they did. That's what they were going for. So like that was like a little, that was a little strange. And I'm not gonna lie, spoiler alert, because now I'm gonna say something that is a spoiler that I cannot not say because I want to make my point. So spoiler alert, Game of Thrones, season 8, spoiler alert. I'm about to say it. The way Cersei died was some bullshit. Like, what? What was that? A rock slide? What? That was so bogus. What else, bro? Just some little shit I'm trying to think of. Just some little shit. Oh! This isn't little! Spoiler alert again. For Game of Thrones, season 8. I finished it. I'm about to spoil something, so back out now. Why did Jon go back to the wall? What? Wait, there's no point of the wall anymore. There is no point. The White Walkers are dead, and y'all have a good relationship with the Wildlings. What is the point of the wall? I thought they exiled them as punishment. Yeah, but like, even that was bogus. I get it, but it's like, yo, Daenerys' whole thing didn't really have much claim. She did because, you know, her dad was the Mad King and stuff like that. But like, no one had to honor that. Your dad has been dead for decades, 3 decades, 20, 30 years. You know what I'm saying? We've already established a new kingdom, a new rule, and we want the ruler to be Jon. So regardless of what you say and think, that really doesn't matter. So I don't know. I just, like, I knew coming in the ending was going to be bad. I knew it. But it was bad. Like, the fight against the Night King was 1 episode. Not even an arc. Like, an episode. I don't know, man. That was... like, this is what it felt like. It felt like at the last season, they just switched all the writers. And they were like, yo. Like, and the writers didn't really know what was going on. I don't know, but that was crazy. I still think it's worth the watch because it was so good, like, going up to it. But yeah, but like that ending was real bad. The guys who wrote it were trying to make a Star Wars movie, so they rushed that shit. I did hear about that, and I heard that it got shelved too. It didn't even like get put into works, which sucks. You know what I'm saying? So let me ask y'all this: no spoilers. How is the House of the Dragon? Because I don't like prequels. I'm not a prequel guy. I never have been. I feel like they're what's the word I'm looking for? Like money grabs, like cash grabs. It's alright. Fire. It's so gas. The House of the Dragon is mid. All right, bet. I mean, I might tap in. But I don't know. I feel like there's so many other ways this shit could have ended. Like, this is what I think should have happened. Spoiler alert, kind of, for Game of Thrones Season 8. But this is what I think should have happened. I think Daenerys should have died fighting the Night King. I think that they should have took each other out in a crazy brawl, and she had a dramatic death. Jon was there, and she was like, it has to be you, you know? Grey Worm was there. She was like, Grey Worm, I am now putting Jon in charge of everyone. Bet. And then Jon, whether or not takes the throne, I don't know. Jon doesn't seem like the type, but, you know, it. And then Bronn be the Lord of Winterfell, and he marries that girl that helped him along the way in the woods and shit. He marries her, securing the Starks in Winterfell, and then Jon does what Jon does. Way better. I just don't like the character. Like, I feel like she was such a good lead. Like, I didn't know who I wanted to lead, who I wanted to be the leader. I was like, you know what? I'm fucking with Daenerys. But I do rock with my boy Jon, super tough. But I was like, but then it went from like I can only do things in the best way I can, and the best way I can do things sometimes aren't great. And I recognize that, but these people aren't gonna change, and they like slaughtered people and shit like that. So I was like, all right, I get it. You do gotta get blood on your hands to seize power. It just has, at least the blood she was getting on her hands was bad people. You feel me? But then it was like, we get to decide who's good and who's not. Jon, me and you. What? And they didn't like foreshadow that along the way. They did show that she was getting mad, but like, they didn't foreshadow that she was going to turn into like the Mad King or nothing like that. Like, I don't know. Crazy Daenerys made sense. I disagree. I wholeheartedly disagree with that. An entire city. Oh yeah, that's when I was like, oh yeah, she's tripping. Have you watched Breaking Bad? Yes, I have. I have watched Breaking Bad. But yeah, y'all, great. I say if you have not watched Game of Thrones, watch it. It's a great watch. The ending is not great. It just isn't. But I think that the rest of it is so good that it's still worth the watch. Because I was in that like, and I knew what was gonna happen. I knew the spoilers. Like, just because I've been in media so long and I've seen edits and shit like that.
You stand in the presence of Daenerys Stormborn of House Targaryen, rightful heir to the Iron Throne, rightful Queen of the Andals and the First Men, protector of the Seven Kingdoms, the Mother of Dragons, the Khaleesi of the Great Dwar Sea, the Unburnt, the Breaker of Chains.
This is Jon Snow. He's king in the north.
Like, I knew a lot of spoilers going in, and like, I knew the most important spoiler going in. Actually, I knew the most important one, and I still watched it, and it was still fire. Have you seen The Sopranos? Nah, I haven't. Have you watched The Wire? Nope. I have not watched The Wire either. Hey, sometimes when I make that face I just made, that face, the muscles right here lock up, and then my face is kind of like stuck like that until I stop them from being locked up. Cancer or what? Yeah, cancer. You dying for sure.